option in lower and higher animals. We learn that is the male reproductive system. Today we discuss the system that is the female reproductive system. This is the figure related to the female reproductive system. This is the figure related to the female reproductive system. Female reproductive system consists of the different parts like external genitalia, internal genitalia, external genitalia, accessory glands. These three parts are included in the female reproductive system. These three parts are included in the female reproductive system. Internal genitalia consist of the ovary, oviduct, uterus and vagina. External genitalia consist of vestibule, labia minora, clitoris, labia majora, mons pubis. And accessory glands consist of vestibular glands, or it is also called as the Bartholin glands, and second is the mammary glands. First we see the internal genitalia. Internal genitalia means what? The genital organs which are present internal, that is called as the internal genitalia. First we see the ovary. A pair of ovaries are regarded as the primary sex organs. Each ovary is solid, oval and almond shaped structure. Each ovary measures about 3 cm in length, 1.5 cm in width and 1 cm in thickness. This pair of ovaries are held together in a proper position by ligament, that is called as the mesoovarium. These ovaries are held together in a proper position by ligament called as mesoovarium, and these ovaries, oviduct, uterus are held on the dorsal body cavity, This ovaries undergoes process of oogenesis and formation of egg or ova. This ovary also produces the female reproductive hormones, that is the estrogen and progesterone. That two hormones are also produced by the ovary. The next part, that is the oviduct. This oviduct is also called as the fallopian tube, or it is also called as the uterine tube. This oviduct is also called as the fallopian tube. This is also called as the uterine tube. This oviduct means a pair of muscular pouches present transversely in the peritoneal cavity. A pair of muscular pouches present transversely in the peritoneum. These fallopian tubes or oviducts, each fallopian tube or oviduct measures about 10 to 12 cm in length. Each fallopian tube or oviduct measures about 10 to 12 cm in length. Each fallopian tube is divided into three parts. That is the infundibulum, ampulla and isthmus. Infundibulum, this anterior part of this fallopian tube lies close to the ovary, and posterior part joins to the uterus. The anterior part lies close to the ovary, and posterior part joins to the uterus. This fallopian tube measures about 10 to 12 cm in length, and it is divided into infundibulum, ampulla and isthmus. Infundibulum means anterior funnel-like part of that fallopian tube is called as the infundibulum, whose opening is called as the ostium, and it bears the finger-like projections called as the femori. The femori and inner ciliated epithelium that together captured the egg released by process of ovulation, and it will be enters inside this fallopian tube. Entire part, inner lining of the fallopian tube is lined by ciliated epithelial cells to drive the egg forward there, or to pushes the egg forward there. Then ampulla means it is the long straight tube that is called as the ampulla. Generally this ampulla act as the site for process of fertilization. Then next is the isthmus. Isthmus means it is the last part of fallopian tube. This is the narrow passage which will opens into the uterus. This fallopian tube will receive the egg or capture the egg which is released by process of ovulation. It will be captured through fumary, and by the ciliated epithelium, the egg will be pushed forward, or it will be carried into the uterus there. For that purpose, this fallopian tube will be important there. And this generally, particularly the ampulla is the site of the process of fertilization takes place there. The process of fertilization takes place in the ampulla region. The next part is the uterus. Uterus means it is the muscular hollow pear-shaped structure. It is a muscular hollow pear-shaped structure. This uterus is the hollow muscular pear-shaped structure. Generally, it is measures about 7 cm in length, 5 cm thickness, and 2.5 cm in 7 cm in length, to 5 cm in width, and 2.5 cm in thickness. It is also called as the womb. It is also called as the womb. This uterus is divided into 3 parts. Anterior dome-shaped part is called as the fundus. Anterior dome-shaped part is called as the fundus. In this fundus part, there is the implantation of the fertilized egg will take place there, and posterior broader part, that is called as the body of uterus, which will be downwardly narrowing there. And last part of this uterus is called as the cervix. The cervix means the narrow portion that is measures about 2.5 cm length, that is called as the cervix here. That is called as the cervix here. This uterus, functions of the uterus. This uterus is act as the site for gestation, parturition. It is the act as the site for implantation, gestation, and parturition. For that purpose, this uterus is important there. And this uterus is also produces the placenta, which is act as the intimate connection between the fetus and mother for the exchange of the nutrients and further exchange. For that purpose, for the further development in growth of the fetus up to 9th month, that placenta is the important. That placenta will be arises through uterus, and the mother and fetus intimate connections, which will be provide this uterus is provide the surface for growing of that embryo there. That period is called as the gestation period here. The next part, that is the vagina. Vagina means it is the copulatory organ of female. It is the copulatory organ of female. It is measures about, it is the tubular copulatory organ of the female. It is measures about 7 to 9 cm in length. It is measures about 7 to 9 cm in length. It is present between the cervix and vestibule. It is present between the cervix and vestibule here. It is measures about 7 to 9 cm. It is the copulatory organ of the female. It is a tubular structures, and it is lies between the cervix and vestibule here. This is called as the vagina. And this vagina, functions of the vagina, it is act as the copulatory organ of the female. It act as the passage for menstrual flow during menstrual cycle, and it act as the birth canal during the time of delivery, or that is called as the parturition. The next part, that is the external genitalia. Next part, that is the external genitalia. External genitalia means what? The female reproductive organs which are present external to the vagina, that is called as the external genitalia. The female reproductive organs which are present external to vagina, that is called as the external genitalia. Commonly, collectively, it is called as the vulva. Collectively, it is called as the vulva. This vulva consists of the different parts like vestibule, labia minora, clitoris, labia majora, mons pubis. This vestibule means it is the vertical depression. It is the vertical depression which is present on vulva. It encloses the vaginal and urethral opening. That is called as the vestibule. Then labia minora. Inner to the labia majora, a thin fold of the skin is present. That is called as the labia minora. Inner to the labia majora, a thin fold of the skin is present. That is called as the labia minora. This labia minora posteriorly fused together. Posteriorly, this labia minora merges and form the fourchette. Anteriorly, it fused and forms anteriorly. This labia minora posteriorly fused together and form fourchette. Anteriorly, it will merge theirs and forms the food-like structure. Over the clitoris. This clitoris means at anterior end of the labia majora consists the conical erectile rod-like structure which consists the erectile tissues. It is homologous to the penis of male. It is the sensitive part that is called as the clitoris. Then labia majora. Labia majora means this labia majora, outermost fleshy fold of the skin, that is called as the labia majora, which act as the boundary of vulva. It is formed by fatty tissues. It is homologous to the scrotum of male. Then mons pubis. Elevations on the external part of labia majora is called as the mons pubis, and on the surface of labia majora and on mons pubis there are the hairs are seen there. This is the parts related to the external genitalia. These are the parts related to the external genitalia. Then we turn toward the accessory glands. There are the two types of accessory glands are present: vestibular gland and Bartholin glands. Vestibular glands are also called as the Bartholin glands, and second is the mammary glands. Vestibular glands or Bartholin glands, the pair of glands, these are present on the vestibule, that are called as the vestibule glands or Bartholin glands. These vestibule glands or Bartholin glands secrete the sticky secretion, and that is helpful. It acts as a lubricant during sexual intercourse. Then mammary glands. These vestibular glands or Bartholin glands are similar to Cowper's glands of the male. Then mammary glands. A pair of mammary glands are present on either side on the thoracic walls. On the anterior side of the thoracic wall, generally the mammary glands are developed after puberty under the influence of hormone estrogen. They are developed after the puberty in case of the female and particularly they are functioning after the time of parturition or after the time of delivery to nourishing the young ones. These mammary glands means these are the modified sweat glands. The lactiferous gland ducts are present and they will eject the milk to the nourishing infants after the puberty. After the delivery for the infant, they will provide the milk, that are called as the mammary glands. These are the accessory glands, that are the vestibular glands and mammary glands. Today we learn about the female reproductive system. Under the female reproductive system, there are the three parts, that is the external genitalia, the internal genitalia, external genitalia, and accessory glands.